The two men wanted in the UK for the Skripal poisonings insisted they were civilians on holiday visiting Salisbury. But today, the real identity of one of the men was revealed by the investigations team at Bellingcat. He's not, as he claimed, Ruslan Bosharov, a fitness instructor, but Colonel Anatoliy Chepiga, a highly decorated Russian military intelligence officer. One of the Bellingcat journalists who unearthed this joins me now. He doesn't wish to reveal his true identity, so we're just going to hear his voice and use his pseudonym, Moritz Rakuzitsky. Good evening, Mr. Rakuzitsky. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good evening, my pleasure.
Tell me, how did your investigations start and when did they start?
Well, it started the moment after the British police published photographs of the two suspects. It's something we do. We like challenges. We like things that start with only a little scrap of information. We've done it before, and we jumped on it immediately. It took about a month, and we were able to identify one of them. We believe we're going to identify conclusively the other person within the next week or two.
Okay, to hear that you're going to identify the second one is really important. But first of all, this one, how did you go about it? Presumably, you went about it with contacts in Russia. You went about it with documents. What did you actually do?
We started in many different directions. Obviously, the first thing, the low-hanging fruit, is to hope to find any visual reverse search success hit, which is what we've been able to do with some proprietary software that we've developed, where we can search through social media based on a face match. That's what we tried. There was absolutely no matches, which typically happens with people that don't have a social profile for whatever reason, which might be expected in this case, obviously. Then we started, as we call it, working inductively. We tried to identify where such a person, if the hypothesis that they were secret agents, which we were able to prove through identifying their fake passports, which was the first publication we did on the story.
Just want to come in on you there, because I'm very interested to know more about Colonel Anatoly Chepiga, who is a much decorated colonel. He's been in Chechnya and so forth. I mean, the first thing to say is presumably they messed up very badly here. So, you know, that's the first thing to say. For somebody that's so senior in Russian intelligence, that was a very bad day for him, wasn't it?
It was a terrible day. Today has been probably the worst day of his life.
But tell me about his record, because you've been through all his records. You know what he did. You know how senior he is.
Yes. Well, we've identified him as a decorated to the highest degree in Russia. He's got the award of Hero of the Russian Federation. It's an award that is handed out by Putin to, on average, 5 to 6 people per year, officers per year. There was a spike in 2014 because of the Ukrainian invasion, where he handed to about 13 to 40 people. But we're talking about single digits, usually, numbers of awardees. So this is somebody who did something outstanding in the eyes of Putin. And that somebody was sent on a mission to poison an ex-colleague.
And do you think that Alexander Petrov will be of a similar ilk?
No, we believe, based on the information we've gathered so far, is that he's a junior rank relative to Chepiga. We think is somebody who's at the captain level or a senior lieutenant level. We've talked to some sources in the Russian military who, on the condition of confidentiality, anonymity, told us that they're shocked by the fact that a colonel, and especially a decorated colonel, was sent to do what they consider a field job that is suitable for a captain. And this, in their opinion, suggested that the job was requested at the highest level, or at least the GRU management or the command was trying to please their boss, Putin. That's the only explanation they can come up with. We don't think the other person is of the same ilk.
Any idea where they both might be now?
Well, I hope they're fine and alive. We've had one previous example with somebody we outed, another GRU colonel who was one of the main suspects in the MH17 Downing investigation. We outed him in May. He was on assignment in Syria at that time. He was brought back immediately to Russia. And we like to joke that he's probably getting a job at one of the fast food chains at the moment, because he's completely outed. And the same thing happened today with Chepiga. We think he's going to be probably allocated to teach class in one of the GRU schools.
Right. Maybe do that
not
instructing after all. Thank you very much for
exactly.
joining us.